But like, it's, you know, worst case we just do everything manually with the gear, just lower it manually if the electronic and hydraulic doesn't work. So.
Good. Well, even at that, if you had to, you land it on water too.
Also that.
I mean, I would definitely feel like a man, you know, like pushing out the landing gear with an oar.
Until you just like push the oar just right out the window, just like, and just like look at the other wheel, and the other wheel's still stuck. Just like, whoops.
I can imagine that'd be like one of those kind of pretty like fun but intense times when like, you know, they're gonna tilt the plane and everything. It's like, no.
Cool. Yeah, you lose that oar, then we're kind of screwed. Then you have to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah.
You have to climb outside, pull it out, and then fall, and just let the rest of us live.
I mean, you can, Bob. I got a family.
That's true.
I mean, I guess you can take care of Rose and Rambo and stuff.
I think I'd rather be the one to die. Sorry, Rose and Rambo. So this is a book all about the PBY Catalina, a guy who really had a true love affair for this aircraft.
Got fancy.
Okay, wait, hold on, JJ. I want to point something out. So, look, see how wet the ground is right now? That is water. And it happened to fall from the sky in August. Welcome to Oregon. It is August 9th, and we had rain last night. We're waiting for these clouds to lift so that way we can fly the plane. It's fantastic. We were supposed to have left like an hour ago. So this is a 1943 PBY Catalina. So it's a very awesome aircraft. It's both a boat and an airplane. You can see you got two engines here, which is great. And I'm going to explain why they're great in just a second. Each one of these engines happens to leak about a quart of oil every day, just sitting here on the tarmac. You can see how wet and oily it is just around the airplane. Make you feel a little bit better. The airplane holds a total of about 60 gallons of oil. And the engines only need about 12 gallons of oil to fly. Now, the main reason that it's awesome that we have these two engines here is that the airplane is actually able to fly with only one engine. So if for some reason something happens to one engine, we can fly on just the one. All right, so right here, this would be one of the gunner's ports. So you'd actually open this guy up, typically from the inside of the plane, of course, while you're flying. And you'd have your Browning machine guns mounted to the side of the aircraft, and you'd actually put a strap on you so you don't get flung out the airplane. This wouldn't actually be a staircase. This is where you drop bombs out of. So after the war, they converted it to a staircase when the thing was turned into a commercial like airliner in the 60s, 70s, something like that, I think. So it's pretty cool though, because how some things like that for the military purpose end up getting repurposed later. As if it wasn't shaped the way it is, even with the blanket on it. It's like, okay, I gotta let go back here. Darren brought your ear probe.
Was this pretty much how it was configured back in the day?
No, in war, this is set up as a liner for inner island feed liner for commercial. And then it was a firefighter. And you got 3 bilge pumps in here. And so it's had different roles. It was an air transport for commercial. It sunk a German submarine. It picked up a bunch of our people, 153 in one operation, and got them out of the ice. Water to save their lives. And what he did is he put 100 of them up on the wing and taxied towards the fleet.
Back in World War II,
So these
this
things just
airplane
ended
actually
up
has a
there
confirmed kill
walking
on a
around.
German U-boat. So the story goes is they had these pods opened up,
It's not
machine guns
recommended
swung
thing to
out of the way. They spotted a German sub, and which had surfaced. So what they had done is the crewman, the pilot told them, it's like, hey, arm a bomb. They got a sub shooting at us. And so what they had done, they armed up a bomb, and they're all holding it by hand because it's not necessarily a bomber aircraft. Have this door opened up. And once they got into position, the pilot swung out like this, and they just let it fall out of their arms right onto a German sub. So, of course, back in World War II, this plane would not have had this much interior in it. It did actually have sleeping room, because this airplane could stay in the air for, if I'm not mistaken, about 22 hours. So now, sometime it was converted, possibly in the 60s, if I'm not mistaken, we could ask Coy, and to be commercial, kind of like a cool commercial flight. So it's kind of just got a bit of interior in it, a little bit more insulation. You can see what's kind of cool is it has these air vents in the airplane. So when you're getting ready to go and do a water landing, you better shut these. Otherwise they turn into a pressure washer and you'll just get soaked. You have to like walk through the bulkheads of the airplane, like these kind of small doorways and everything as you get in. If I'm not mistaken, where the guy monitoring a lot of the parts of the airplane would sit. So this is actually a seat up here, and it's very cramped. I climbed up it the last time that we were here, and you see you got a window off to both sides. From those windows in the seat, you can actually monitor both engines on each side. Okay, so right here is that window where you would open it if you needed to, by force, deploy the landing gear. So it's a very little window in a very tight, cramped area. Okay, so on the airframe of this plane, you can look back over where the stairs now are, and then you see that hole that's back there, and then back there on a nice panel, anybody who had ever worked on this airplane starting in the 40s has signed a panel up there. Darrin and I had the ideas. We're going to get some Mountain Dews before we take off on the PBY Catalina. So I'm not too sure if he's insinuating that these might be our last Mountain Dews, and if he is insinuating that, hopefully it's for a good reason, like possibly a diet. Find out in the next episode, if there is one.
Just want my family to know that I love them, you know. And
Tell Christian to take care of the store after we're gone.
oh, then I'll screw it all up.
And you know,
No, okay. Well, it sucks to be a gym, depending on how this goes. You'll have to run that store without us.
So it looks like we're off on what could possibly be our shortest flight. Well, actually, assuming everything goes correctly, this even would still be the shortest flight I've ever been on. Because it should only be about a half-an-hour flight to Salem.
Apart now that we're in the air. Looks like it's gonna hold, should get us there. So hopefully everything that Ken-Bob was talking about, all the history of the plane wasn't too boring. I'm letting him get away with it because I think the history of this plane is important and it's pretty cool for people to know.
Oh yeah, well there's only like 6 of these still airworthy, so I mean
There's 7 of them that are still airworthy. There's 2 of them with confirmed kills. This is one of them. That's pretty cool.
there you go, first off.
Take pictures next to the old fighter plane.
Okay, the course. Is that a Corsair?
Helicopter.
We just won't touch anything. these guys can fly like roughly 170 miles an hour. However, a stripped down one can fly up to about 200 miles per hour. These are pretty sweet aircraft. I believe they're quite agile in the air, at least is what pilots try to refer to it as. I wish I could fly one. I wish I could even just ride on one. So this is the airplane that was coming up on our tail while we were flying the PBY Catalina in. And so apparently the pilot texted Jessica, who was on the aircraft with us. She's from the B-17 Foundation of some kind. And so he texted her, it's like, I'm coming up on your tail. And so we're all looking out the windows, and you can see that bright orange paint. You're able to kind of see it when you looked out the windows. Pretty cool.
Nice work. No kidding. Bring in Walmart. Build yourself one of these. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's just like a rice bowl.
Good job.
Top and bottom. Welded to a chimney pipe.
Catch.
Reminds me of my other job. That's clever.
Put on the luggage cart and roll in. We threw the blanket over it, but
Everyone's giving you that weird look like, what?
even the lady in the office let us, you know, so we're gonna like bring this thing in that looks like a bomb. It's funny because if it was real, we would have just did it. Nobody would have stopped us.
Is it light?
Light?
Yeah.
It's probably 60 pounds. So it's not real heavy.
So, you know, we've had a really long day. We were delayed like 6 hours before we even got to fly. Then, of course, we're flying on that old aircraft and everything. We get here, had to wait for our ride to show up. We get here, put everything in the trunk of the car, and along with everything that we put in the trunk of the car, Darren put the keys in the trunk of the car. So now we're just gonna probably go get something to eat while we figure out what we're gonna do.
Let's take that Corvette over there. It's a wreck.
I got my car keys here.
Window out of this thing.
Well, apparently just any Corvette's keys don't just work.
They're pass through from the. I cut a Wheaties box apart, and I had dental floss because I had the garbage in the back, and I tied it on there, and I pushed it in around, pulled it around their lock button, snap, and they were in. They bought me dinner.
I'm kind of almost down to see what we can do and see if we can get a hokey way of unlocking your car on tape.
Cut a panel out of that.
That'll work. And we can whittle a wedge on the end of this.
They're wondering what we're doing going through their garbage.
There you go. Oh, I was talking thin wedge, not a pointed thing.
Well, that was the pointed end. Oh, you want?
Yeah, just wider. I don't know if that's gonna.
My knife is so dull.
Who's got the skinniest shoestrings?
Ken-Bob.
I do. More comfortable than Converse.
Okay. So what do we want? Everything's at. My wife's full.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's her birthday present. I did.
Yeah.
Open it when they're unlocked.
Okay, you're touching it right there, but you gotta figure out some way to hook it.
Uh-oh. Pull it a little harder.
Will it even open if it's locked? Trying to pull the handle?
Yeah, it'll pop. It should pop it open.
So that way children that get stuck in the car can still get out if they need to.
Come here.
Oh my God. Going into that restaurant to go get food, so we set the keys in the trunk and then shut it. So we got distracted.
Kind of crazy running into you up here.
Yeah.
Take her easy, boss.
Yeah,
Tell your brother I
we'll
said
see
hi.
Will do.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys, for your help. Yeah.
Well, at least now we got a place to sleep.
They weren't kidding.
Well,
We're gonna have a broken tail light.
you're running out of stick there. shovel. Ow. Careful. Or the... Sorry about your car, Rose.
Stick this on it?
Yeah, we need JJ's arms.
Yeah, I'll put my twigs in there if you want.
I'll just reach my arm up there and then you just pop the trunk. Like, there you go.
Oh, okay, reach in there real quick.
Okay. It's alive.
Well, yeah, the key's right here. Tail light doesn't work?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. If you didn't, please ignore the thumbs down button. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you really liked it. It's a little bit hard to remember everything. This is super cool. So, also go to our Facebook page. Like our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram. On Instagram, and we've also got all the individual guides who work at the store. So if you want even more content, follow all the guys that work down in Northwest Arsenal. He posts good stuff all the time. Another thing is I'd like to thank the owners of this aircraft for letting us come aboard. Buckle up. We're coming in for a landing. So thank you. Please subscribe.